Female rapper Megan Thee Stallion gets cheated on by her NBA boyfriend and exposes it on Instagram. But here are the uncomfortable questions. Are we surprised? Is Megan wife material? Is her NBA boyfriend husband material? These are the questions that we are going to answer. In this video, we're not just talking about the scandal. We're going to do a case study. And I'm going to give two powerful lessons on how we can become marriage material, whether that's wife, partner, or long-term commitment, based on the mistakes I believe Megan made in her dating and public image decisions, so that we don't end up in the same cycles of chaotic relationships, cheating, and heartbreak. Before we do, hi, I'm Victor Dream. I'm a dating coach and teacher, and my mission is to help us improve our dating lives and grow personally by analyzing popular stories like these. Now let's get into it. Megan Thee Stallion recently posted on social media that her NBA boyfriend Klay Thompson cheated on her. And when this came out, millions of her fans were angry, upset at Klay. They sent him threats and everything because it appeared that Megan really wanted something seriously with him, possibly marriage, future kids, and that's what a lot of people hoped for her. But clearly, that's not how it played out. Here's the post that sent the internet wild. Megan says, "Cheating? Had me around your whole family, playing house, got cold feet, holding you down through your horrible mood swings and treatment towards me during your basketball season, and now you don't know if you can be monogamous? B-word, I need a real break after this one. Bye, y'all." So clearly, Megan is hurt, mad, angry, and emotionally invested. And to be fair, absolutely she should. I get it. He cheated. Even though this was a very, very short relationship, that hurts. And men should be able to keep their pecker in their pants. And this is what inspired me to make this video, because lots of people are reacting emotionally to the situation, but I want us to learn from it so we actually can become marriage material and not end up in the same cycles of chaos, cheating, and heartbreak that I've seen both Klay and Megan have in their past relationships. But let's pause for a second. Again, this relationship was only 7 to 9 months. That's new. That's fast. And as I share the details, you're going to be like, damn, y'all were going too fast and too wild. What we saw publicly, they were posting each other on Instagram early, exchanging expensive gifts, buying each other cars, meeting family, living in the same house allegedly, and Megan is playing the wife role. And it's like, all of this and y'all have only been together a little over 7 months? That's a lot. That's fast. If my homegirl was doing all that, I would shake her and be like, "Girl, why the hell are you buying a man a car and spending thousands on this man? He didn't even put a ring on it." And this is a reminder for us all that when we move fast, things can fall apart fast. The slower, the better. None of us should be playing housewife to a guy who hasn't committed, cooking, cleaning, meeting family for a relationship that hasn't even led to real commitment. No ring, no structure, no clarity. Come on. Megan deserves better, and so do we all if we're in a situation like this. I believe Megan's expectation did not meet reality. She was thinking, we're building something serious. Maybe this leads to marriage. I'm going to invest and cook and show him I could be a wife. But it's apparent through his reputation and actions that he was hesitant about monogamy, and she admitted that he said that to her. And that's his track record. He's an almost 40-year-old millionaire bachelor who hasn't settled down. He might act like your boyfriend while you're together, take you out romantically, but that doesn't necessarily mean long-term commitment, marriage, exclusivity. Basically, their relationship was more like a situationships, a friends with benefits dynamic, something that feels like a relationship, but really isn't one. And so now we have one person expecting commitment and one person that's not aligned. They're just here for hooking up. And the reality is this is something that we can all learn from. The image we put out influences the type of attention and partners we attract. So now let's look at Megan. Publicly, Megan has been linked to many rappers, athletes, producers, alleged back-to-back hookups, situationships, messy relationships, visible toxic dating patterns, alleged cheating in past relationships, including claims from one of her exes that she actually cheated on him. The cheating goes both ways, allegedly. And then she had a messy domestic violence relationship with rapper Tory Lanez. She was allegedly hooking up with him while he was apparently dating Megan's best friend. So they were in a love triangle situation allegedly, and this ended in a fight where Megan ends up getting shot by Tory Lanez, and now Tory's in prison right now. Messy, chaotic and a stain on her dating reputation. I'm seeing a constant pattern of her choosing these type of toxic men in toxic environments and ignoring red flags, and that's a problem. And Klay ain't no better. Klay has been in so many relationships with models, actresses, all the most beautiful women that you could think of. Almost 40 millions of dollars, has never settled down. So what can we learn from this to improve our dating lives and attract healthy, functional relationships? Lesson number 1, don't act like a hoe publicly if you want to be married. I said what I said. Both Megan and Klay have behaviors that I would describe as hoe behavior. They're both millionaires with a lot of options and people who want to just have sex with them. And they've extended those options and they've been having fun and going overboard. And so now they're in their 30s. Both Megan and Klay have allegations from their ex-partners that they have cheated on them. So already they're going in with alleged histories of promiscuity, playboy and playgirl behavior. And the problem here is Megan caught more feelings than Klay. Klay has been more private, while Megan is very public. She posts most of the men that she dates. And because she's sharing her business, her promiscuous, chronic dating, use your body to get what you want image is all over. And I also think, unfortunately, Megan gets rewarded for this behavior. And it made her a millionaire. But the consequence of this image that she's made money off of is that those same men are not making her a wife. Megan says in songs, I've got WAP, wet ass pussy, and the men are like, I want to try it. I want to see what it's like. And we can learn from this because it's a choice on how we present ourselves to the public. Not only do we need to protect our public image, but we need to look at the public image of the person that we're dating. Again, I think Megan made a big mistake ignoring Klay Thompson's red flags. How did she think this was going to be a good partner or husband material? He's a non-committal millionaire bachelor hooking up with every actress and model back to back, being a hoe, and never putting a ring on it. And it's a common mistake. And a reminder that attention and attraction is not commitment. Yes, you can use your body to get a man to hook up with you. But let's be for real. If you've hung out with a man, most men will hook up with almost anything. It's just a new hole to them, and that's the truth. You might be the placeholder girl that he's hooking up with until he finds his wife, and none of us want to be that. Lesson number 2, heal your trauma or repeat your patterns. Yup. Megan Thee Stallion lost both of her parents at a very young age, and we see it in her lyrics. She talks about mental health, PTSD, depression, and a lot of other things. And this type of trauma and this type of deep loss creates emotional wounds that's hard to heal unless you really do work like therapy. And in my opinion, a lot of Megan's toxic and unhealthy relationships reflect a lot of unhealed emotional trauma. We see a lot of stars like Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, who are like successful, confident, and you're like, damn, they're perfect. But we see their romantic and relationship choices. Beyonce staying with a man who cheats on her. Nicki Minaj getting with criminals who have done a lot of terrible behavior. And it's like, oh, yeah, romantic relationships will show us the areas that we need to work on and the areas that we're refusing to look at. So let's look at our patterns and heal so that we can attract the most amazing, healthy, functional relationships that we deserve and that you deserve. Okay, girl? Comment your thoughts on this story below. What lessons resonated with you the most? And have a beautiful day. Subscribe for more.